Walking Out of Suffering, written by Xu Feng. Human suffering originates from humanity itself. Every individual suffering arises from within. The operation of the Tao follows strict logic and order. The fairness and justice of the greatest Creator are manifested through the operation of the Tao. If we fail to recognize this truth, suffering will never end, and vicious cycles will continue endlessly. Over the years, through observing and analyzing countless real-life cases from relatives, friends, colleagues, classmates, neighbors, and the media, and by seeking answers from the teachings of Jesus, Sakyamuni, Lao Tzu, and Mohammed, as well as from the wisdom of sages and the evolution of nature, and after praying to heaven, meditating deeply, and reflecting quietly, I finally discovered the source and pathway of suffering. The conclusion is this: today is the continuation of yesterday, and this life is a continuation of previous lives. One's suffering is entirely self-created. Those who are imprisoned, persecuted, tormented, desperate about their future, unable to afford medical care and education, struck by illness and disaster, all are experiencing the transformation of cause and effect. Today's fruits are the result of yesterday's seeds, and these seeds were sown entirely by oneself. On the surface, the causes may appear external, but in essence, they are internal. This aligns perfectly with a saying in the philosophy: the internal cause is fundamental, the external cause acts through the internal cause. Someone might get hit by a passing bicyclist. On the surface, it seems like the cyclist's fault, but in essence, it is what one has attracted to oneself. Someone contracts AIDS. It appears to be transmitted by others, but in truth, it is self-inflicted. Someone dies from drinking fake liquor. It seems like the fault of immoral producers, but in reality, it is one's destined consequence. Someone is thrown into prison by the police. It seems like the Constitution, the law, or the police are heartless, but in truth, it is still the result of one's own deeds. We must often ask ourselves, what qualifications do I have to enjoy a beautiful life and environment? What kind of life do I truly deserve? If we were irresponsible and careless in the past, do we deserve a comfortable and prosperous life today? If we have never contributed to others or to society, do we have the right to enjoy others' contributions to us? If we have never spoken truthfully, what right do we have to condemn others for dishonesty? If we have never revered the greatest Creator or respected divine beings, what right do we have to complain that heaven is unjust when disaster strikes? We may have 10,000 reasons to blame heaven, earth, society, or others, but But why not find even one reason to blame ourselves? Look at your present life, and you will know what you did in your previous existence. To foresee your future, observe your words and actions today. If your bank has no deposits, how can you expect to enjoy a life of ease without labor? If you sow no deeds in the spring, how can you hope for a rich harvest in autumn? How can one walk out of suffering? Not by stealing, cheating, deceiving, fighting, robbing, or corrupting. These only lead to deeper misery. Not by cursing people, the government, heaven, earth, by complaining or provoking others. This only perpetuates the vicious cycle. Not by flattering, carrying favor, scheming, or clinging to power. This only brings greater suffering. How can one walk out of suffering? Focus only on giving, without worrying about the future. Focus on creating wealth, not wasting resources. Walk the path of humanity, not the path of trying to become a god or Buddha through shortcuts. Live an ordinary, simple life. Do not dream of instant fame or glory. How can one walk out of suffering? When troubles are countless and confusion abounds, the more anxious one becomes, the more disorder arises. The first step is to be still. Without stillness, one cannot go far. Accept your current situation calmly and then change it bit by bit. As long as you have done your best, there will be no regret. If tomorrow there's no food, what then? If you have done your best, yet still face hunger, then wait peacefully for death. If your child has been admitted to college, but there's no money for tuition, tell them, I have done everything I could, but there's nothing more I can do. We must accept our fate. Death is not the end of life. Why should we fear it? If we do not fear death, what else is there to fear? How can one walk out of suffering? Revere the greatest creator, revere life, and revere nature. If one does so, one will surely walk out of suffering.